Hi, hey, hello, Hannah here from Low with Hannah. And for today's episode, let's talk about insurance. If your insurance provider has an online portal where you can renew and you just want to go with that, go ahead. But if you would like to shop around, maybe save a bit of money, then let me show you how. Because the important thing is to get your computer. And the first thing you gotta do, if you want to see how low you can set your sum insured, you need to know how much is the current value of your vehicle. To do this, you can simply go to a website called My Car Info. Just search on Google My Car Info market value and it should be there. Of course, you should just pick on the free option because you don't need all this extra stuff for getting an insurance quote. Fill in your car details and you should get your car value. You can skip this step if you're not too concerned with the final quotation, but by doing this, you can possibly save on a few ringgit. I say this because the market value that the insurance companies may have might be out of date. So it could be maybe last month's your car current value, and of course cars do depreciate, so you could actually have a lower valued car. So once you have your exact value, you can insure it for that exact amount instead of last month's value. So with that knowledge, you can ask for a lower sum insured, which in turn gives you a lower premium. Once you've got your car market value, it's time to shop around. So just go ahead and search whatever insurance company you can think of. Keep in mind, some companies may not have an online portal for you to purchase through. They have a website that you can look at the products, but actually you can't purchase to them. They will have a website for you to look at the products, but it's not some way where you can purchase the insurance. But don't worry, as far as I'm aware of, for now, the quoted prices don't increase each time you visit. So feel free to go wild on your searches. The reason you should consider buying online is because you will get a 10% discount. Now, where does this 10% discount come from? Well, you're not going through an agent, so you're basically paying that 10% commission to yourself. But do read the fine print when you purchase, because I did encounter a website that said you have to agree in paying that 10% before you can continue to the next step. 10% is actually quite a lot if your premium is high. And you can actually use that money you save to subsidize for any extra coverage you may want. Speaking of coverage, aside from the standard comprehensive cover, I added on windscreen protection. I had a bad experience when driving past some grass cutters. A rock flew into the windscreen, but luckily my dad had windscreen protection. So it was all covered. And by the way, when you claim to fix your windshield, this would not affect your no claims discount for next year. So don't have to worry about that lah. When you've gotten to a website where you can purchase online and it does not say you need to pay the extra 10%, go ahead and fill in the car owner's details. Now be sure that the details are correct, because if you're driving your mom's car like me, you will need to fill up your mom's details. If you fill up your details and you don't own the car, it won't be in the system. After that, you'll be taken to the next page and you should check that the details are correct. If for some odd reason the car model or whatever doesn't add up or does not match the car that you are driving, you should actually call that insurance, because they may have something wrong with the system lah. So double check. Do note that some insurance company may not accept a certain car brand or models. If you have difficulty purchasing online, that could be the reason. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do but to go to an agent or the post office, and they should be able to tell you which companies will cover you. But if you drive a Honda Jazz like me, you won't face this issue. Touch wood. Some insurance companies have packaged products. They should provide details of the coverage of each product. Have a read through and decide which of those packages fulfill your car insurance needs. For my case, they were all the same price, so naturally I would choose the widest coverage. Now at this stage, you may encounter the terms market value and agreed value. What is that, you may ask? When you insure on a agreed value basis, for this video, let's say 50,000 ringgit. If your car is declared a total loss after an accident, the insurance company will pay out exactly 50,000 ringgit. If your car is still under finance, the amount will go to the bank to pay off the loan, and then the remaining, if any, to you. Whereas for market value, the payout will be the market value of your car at the point of accident, which will likely be below 50,000 ringgit, for this example lah. As cars depreciate with time, for me, agreed value gives me more comfort. By now, you would have reached some form of quotation stage. This will be enough for you to compare with other websites. Go ahead and find 3 or 4 different quotations and decide from there. Of course, this is for the basic coverage, so if there's any add-ons you want to add, this is where you can do so. If you want to add windscreen protection like me, you have to decide how much you want to cover. From a simple Google search, you can get a rough estimate on how much it would cost to change a windshield. So you can use that amount to insure your windshield. But if you know someone that changes windshields for a living or whatever, you can ask them for like how much it will cost to change your particular windshield. And it might be lower, so you can use that as the value you want to insure it for. I did not take any extra flood coverage because the package I went for has some flood coverage. If you're concerned about flooding, go ahead and buy it. However, if the places you drive frequently don't have a history on flooding, including flash floods, you actually don't need it. All these add-ons are based on your car insurance needs. So for example, someone that drives their family around frequently may want to add on personal accident cover, yes. But for me, because I drive alone more often than not, I did not add that. There's no one size fits all, so go ahead, have a think, read through what they cover or what they don't cover. There's no time limit on all these websites when you're going through their products, so take your time, digest the information and all the options you have, and take it from there. So when it's time to renew your insurance, it's also time to renew your road tax. Some insurance websites have this option for you to add on the road tax as well. So I did that, but because I did it during this MCO, there were some logistical issues and I got my road tax later than I expected. I did renew this before the ministry announced that there was exemption for road tax until 31st March 2021. But I think you might as well just get it over with, because if you wait until it's reinforced again, everyone's going to start doing it and then it's going to be more logistical issues, so just go ahead and do it lah. Alternatively, you can renew your road tax at the post office. It gets printed on the spot and you don't have to pay delivery fees, which actually kind of becomes cheaper because the delivery fees do add up. So have a think about that. Okay, hopefully I helped you save a little bit of money on when you're renewing your insurance during these difficult times. Anyway, this is the last episode for Learn with Hannah for this season. This is Hannah signing off. And don't forget, for the last time, leave a comment down below or on the side, wherever you're watching this. Until next time, stay safe and drive safe.